Well, hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jonathan, and this is Mr. Pearson Talks Books. And what I want to talk about today is not necessarily about a book or ranking books or anything like that. I just want to talk about where I get books from. As I'm recording this, I am on pace to read almost 150 books. And if you think about the cost of a book, the average book right now, middle grade books start about $7 or $8, can go anywhere up to $20 or $30. So that would be several $1,000s worth of books if I was to buy all of them. And I am not one of those people that is fortunate enough yet to have authors and publishers and people like that sending me books. So I have to find ways to get the books that I discuss on my own. And that's what I want to tell you about today. So I just don't have the money to be able to spend to buy that many books. I also don't have the space in my house. So there are 4 different places that I get all of my books that I go through in a year. And the first place is we use Libby. Now, if you're not familiar with Libby, Libby is an online ebook library that I go to have a Libby account that I can use to get books. But the state that I live in also has a state library that allows me to get access to a different catalog of books. And the county that I teach in, which is different than the county that I live in, they also let me use their library, so I can use their Libby account. Plus, because of the county that I have library cards in, there are some reciprocal agreements, meaning other counties around us, because I have a library card to this county, will also let me get library cards in their library, which lets me use their Libby account. So we have access to several Libby libraries that allow us to get books. Now, when I say us, I'm talking my wife, myself, and all of my children. We all use the same Libby account. We all have Amazon Kindles, which is a great way to access books if you have access to Libby. Otherwise, you can read them on your tablet or device. We've had to do that from time to time. But Libby is a great way to get books. You check out the book, you have it for a certain amount of time, and then you return it. It is a great way that we can get new books, we can get back catalog books, all kinds of different things through our public library. We can read those books, return them, and it doesn't take up space in our house. So the first way I get books is through Libby. Second, I think you may have figured this out, is we go to the library a lot. So there is a library that is just a few miles from our house. It's a small library, but they have access to other libraries in the system. So there's probably like 5 or 6 different libraries that if our particular branch doesn't have a book, they can reach out to another branch in the system and get that book for me if one of them has it. And so if I say, let's say I want to read the new James Ponti book. It hasn't come out yet, but when it does, you better believe I'm going to read it. But let's say I want to read that and my library doesn't have it. Well, they'll put it on hold and they'll call another library that does and have it sent over for me. In addition, and I mentioned this in point number, the first one when I was talking about Libby, the county that I work for is a much larger county than the county I live in. And so they have a very large library system. And because I'm a county employee, I can come in. I've been able to get a library card there, and I can use their library system as well. So if my library doesn't have a book, I can go to this county library, and more often than not, they'll have a copy of it that I can put on hold. Now, I may have to wait a little bit. I may not always get to read it right when I want to, because it is a very big county with lots of people. But there's been very few times when I haven't been able to get a book. So we go to the library a lot. The third way I get books is I listen to audiobooks. And the two ways that the two main ways that I utilize audiobooks is through the Libby app, because not only do they have ebooks, but they also have audiobooks that I can check out. Our library also has a subscription to something called Hoopla, and Hoopla is also um, an ebook library, but they also have a lot of audiobooks. And the great thing is that sometimes there won't be a book on Libby, but it'll be on Hoopla, and sometimes it won't be on Hoopla, but it'll be on Libby. So I would definitely check with your local library to see if you are an audiobook user or you like to listen to audiobooks. Definitely check with your local library. A third option that is available to you, if you have a subscription to Spotify, Spotify now has a limited number of hours you get through your subscription that you can typically use to utilize and listen to an audiobook. And there's also Audible. And Audible is a subscription service that allows you to get discounted books. But when you join, you can also get a free credit for an audiobook of yours to keep. And my favorite audiobook that I've ever listened to, I listened to it just a few weeks ago, and that was The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. And it was narrated by Andy Serkis, the actor who played Gollum in the Lord of the Rings movies. So if you are familiar with his work and the voice that he did for Gollum, well, he utilized that. He's a great voice actor. He utilized the Gollum voice as he was reading The Hobbit, particularly the scene where Bilbo and Gollum were trading riddles over who was going to get the ring. And I will put a link to that particular audiobook if you want to check it out. Another thing you can grab on Audible right now is the full cast editions of the Harry Potter books. And that would be a great way to use your credit if you are interested in checking those out. The last way that I get books is I purchase them. I purchase them primarily from Barnes and Noble. That's my favorite bookstore to visit. There's just something, even though it's a big chain, there's something very cozy about it. Oftentimes, my wife and I will take weekend trips together, and the only plan we have is to go visit Barnes and Noble. And so some of my students will give me Barnes and Noble gift cards, and I can use those to pick up books. Or I get them from Amazon.com because sometimes they have a much wider library. They have access to books that may not be at Barnes & Noble, may not be in my library, and I also get gift cards from there as well. So what I want to know is, down in the comments, tell me, what is your favorite way to get books? Do you like going to the library like I do? The librarians, and I'm talking again, the librarians at our library, particularly our local library, are some of our closest friends. We are very fond of them. We've known them for many, many years, and they're great people. But back to what I was saying. Down in the comments, tell me, how do you like to get books? Are you one that buys every book you see or want to read, or do you utilize the library, or is your primary way of getting it, like mine, through the Libby app and reading it on a Kindle? Let me know down in the comments. And as always, my name is Jonathan. This is Mr. Pearson Talks Books. We'll see you next time.